Hey, I want to take a moment today to do a video here that is regarding a topic that has been the source of much debate in our live chats lately, and that is whether it's too soon to reopen businesses, like what they're doing in Georgia right now. Well, do I think it's too soon to be going back to business as usual as a country with the coronavirus lurking out there? Well, of course I do, because we don't know enough about it yet. It's too transmittable. Too many people can transmit it without having symptoms to be able to just keep people that have symptoms at bay. So is it too early? Yeah. But should it be being done? Yeah. I mean, I don't really understand the whole lockdown everything idea or why it's even legal. So I don't think it should have been done in the first place. I don't think the government has the right, like I said before in the video, to lock down private businesses. Just don't think they have the right. When it comes to the coronavirus and private businesses, I think every business should be allowed to be open. Like I said, I think the government should be allowed to give incentives to businesses to not be open. But they've really fallen down in that, to be honest. Let's just be honest. Whether you like Trump or dislike Trump or like McDonald or whatever his name is, Mitch McConnell, I like to call him Ronald McConnell, or whether you're a fan of Nancy Pelosi in the House or whatever, you have to admit they've dropped the ball on this. They're real quick to help the airlines and things like that and other big businesses. But as far as making it to where the workers can actually feed their families, they've been really slow on that. Are people supposed to live for 2 to 3 months in isolation on $1,200? I don't think you can do that. So I think people have to have the ability to go out and earn a living. They have to have a right to go out and earn a living. Now, I will say that if you personally go out in the next couple of days and go to a tanning salon or a massage parlor or a nail salon or anything like that, then I would consider you pretty much an idiot. And if we do lose you, I don't think we'll be losing much as far as contributing to society. Because if you're that stupid, Darwinism, survival of the fittest. Now that might sound a little strict or a little unfeeling, but just the way I feel about it. You know the information. You have it. Now, I know there's some people out there that are too angry and too ignorant to actually understand things. I've even had people in my posts on Instagram say, why are you wearing a mask while you're at a business? You a pussy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, you wear a mask because I'm likely someone who's already been affected because of, what goes on in my house. I'm married to a hospice nurse, and we all got sick around the time that the coronavirus was popping up. So I could be a carrier. It's very likely. I can't get tested to find out because there's not enough tests going around that are good tests. But I take precautions so that I don't infect other people, just in case I am a carrier. On the rare accounts I go out, I put a mask on. That way I'm not spitting on everything and spreading it if I have it. So there are people out there that, like I said, too angry and too stupid to understand the reality of things. But most people understand what's going on. And they know, hey, if I go out, I take a risk of getting it. And they're willing to take some chances, especially if they're like, I'm not someone who's at risk. Now, I hope they think beyond that, and I hope they think, well, I'm not at risk. My kids really aren't that much at risk either, and I don't really associate with people that are at risk. I don't volunteer at a nursing home. I don't have an elderly mother or grandmother at home. I don't go visit elderly people on the weekends. So I'm taking a risk for myself, and it's a small risk, and I think it's worth it to keep people fed, keep people working. That's on everybody. Like I said, I think all businesses should be open, and I think it's up to the people whether they go. And if some businesses decide to stay closed, there should be government programs in effect that they can take advantage of, like those forgivable loans where they say, okay, for public safety, we're going to stay closed. I would like to get a forgivable loan so that I can pay my employees for the 2 months we're closed so that they don't starve. That, like I say, I'm fine with that. There should have been way more of that and way less of bailing out big corporations. Because big corporations, all they should have had to do is pay their salaries. If they're just paying their employees, well, they're not producing any products, so they're not buying any materials. So the only expenses they really have would be their rent and their utilities if they don't even own the property that they're manufacturing on. So all they were asked to do was take a couple of months of no profits, of break-even months. And they couldn't do that. That was like, no. We need to maintain our profit level. We need to get enough of a bailout that we maintain profit levels, pay dividends, keep our stock up, be able to buy our stock back, etc. There's where the government fell down. They provided them with the means to do that without providing the smaller businesses with the means to pay their employees. So if they're not going to make sure people get paid, people have to go to work. And like I say, here in Washington, I get to see two different worlds, because if I cross the bridge into Oregon, everything's fucking closed. You can't even go in businesses. The ones that are open have curbside business, where you can come up and you can order something online and you can come pick it up curbside. But as far as going in businesses, that's not really happening over there. I went over there the other day to try to get a cell phone for my sister. Couldn't go in the AT&T store. You had to do it all from outside in your car via phone, and then try to go to Best Buy to buy her a case. You had to do it in the car from your phone. So, but over here in Washington, everything's open. I mean, I can go to the grocery store. I can go to the gun shop. I can go drive through a fast food place. I got Dairy Queen the other day. Over here, things are more open, and our transmission rate isn't any higher than Oregon's, because we're making good decisions. We're taking calculated risks. So, now, do I think when I see pictures of the beach and it's like lined with thousands of people standing shoulder to shoulder at the beach in California, I'm like, yeah, a lot of them people are going to get sick. And you know what? Don't give a fuck. They chose to go out there. The government didn't make them go out there, and the government didn't prevent them from going out there. Everyone's got free will. Some people don't have as much of it. Some people are easily led. Some people are sheep. But most of us are intelligent enough to have free will. So, and I know I've rambled for a long time here on the topic, but it's kind of infuriating, because instead of looking at it as should they be closed and shouldn't they be closed, I don't think that's the issue. The issue is they have every right to be open, but should you go to them? Like, I'm not going to go eat in a busy restaurant while this is going on, because I'm smart enough that I'm like, I'd rather just make burgers at home and not risk getting sick. I'd rather my kids not get sick. I'd rather my kids just not become carriers and go infect their grandparents. You know, I make decisions because I'm smart enough to have free will. And I ain't all that smart, but I'm smart enough to make those decisions. I think the government should be more emphasizing to people, these are the smart decisions to make. And if you choose to make them, great. If you choose to take a calculated risk, that's on you. If you spread that risk to other people, like if you decide, I'm going to go to a massage parlor and then I'm going to go volunteer at the nursing home today and I'm not going to tell them I went to the massage parlor, well, if that can ever be traced back, I think you should have some legal liability. But other than that, do what you think is right. If you're someone who's smart enough to take a calculated risk, hopefully you'll be smart enough to know, well, I also shouldn't go to the nursing home today. It's all about personal choice. It's all about calculated risk. It's all about doing what's right. And there are some people that are way too stupid to do what's right. But like I say, that's their house. Let them burn it down if they want to. I'm not going to let them come in my house. I'm not going to let them be near me. And I'm going to make choices in my life that keeps me away from those kind of people. Like, I'm not showing up at a church service tomorrow with 1,000 people. Or I'm not going to show up at a restaurant where I know people from that church are going to come eat, because I know, hey, these people made bad choices. I'm not going to do that. So like I say, I don't care that they're opening up in Georgia. Like I say, here, most everything's open. So I can't see how it'll be much different there than it is here. They're just taking precautionary measures. And that's on the business owners. Take precautionary measures. Here, we're all staying 6 feet apart. They're limiting how many people can come into a store at a time. You have to wait in line outside to get in a store, like Home Depot or something. It's not that big of a deal. No one is throwing fits or rioting in the street because they have to wait in a line. The people that are throwing fits and holding demonstrations are doing so because the government is forcing choices on them instead of allowing them to make them themselves. So that's how I feel about it. Like I say, if you can decipher this long rant that I just did that was very all over the place, you should know what I'm saying is, I think lockdowns, closing businesses, not going out are good ideas. I don't think it's the government's place to make those ideas. I think they can give us incentives to do the right thing and make it possible for us to do the right thing. Like if you're a waiter or a barber or anything like that, well, if you're getting a $1,200 check and that's it, well, you've got to go back to work. But if you're working for a company, like say you work for Great Clips or you work for Red Lobster, and they're like, hey, we're going to pay everybody's salary while they're out, although salaries for waiters is a different issue because they make that below minimum wage thing, so hopefully they'll be paying them a living wage. But, and that's a totally different rant. But if you're working for a big company, like let's say IBM, they're like, well, we're paying your salary while you're sitting out and the government's giving us a forgivable loan to do it. See, that's how it works. They gave them an incentive. They took advantage of it. They paid their employees and they decided we'll go 2 months with a zero profit margin. We'll just break even for 2 months. You know how many times I broke even in business in my life and considered myself lucky? Why can't big corporations do that? Why can't they hit the balls button and go break even for a couple of months for the benefit of the society? But they can't. Like I say, right now, Government has failed. If they want to flex their muscles, do it in the right way. Offer the proper incentives. Make sure people are being paid and they don't have to go back to work if they don't want to. Stop bailing out big corporations who just refuse to not make huge profits every month. And here, as consumers, we can look at these companies that are doing this, never buy from them again. Never use their products, never use their services ever again. Say, hey, when the time came for you to stand up and do what was right for the people, you decided to do what was right for stocks, not for what's right for us. So we're just not going to use you anymore. That's how you deal with those people, not the government intervening. So like I said, all through this long rambly rant, the government shouldn't be shutting things down. Is it too early to go back to business as usual? Of course it is. But should everyone have the right to? Yes, they should. They should be able to make their own decisions, not be forced to make decisions, even if it causes them to starve.